The rain had just started when the Mustang died on the side of the road, its engine coughing like it had finally given up on pretending everything was fine. And right there, before you scroll, before you blink, remember this moment, because what happens next will change the way you see kindness forever. If stories that restore your faith in humanity mean something to you, stay till the end of Broken Bar, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because stories like this deserve to be shared. Ethan Cole wiped his hands on his worn jeans and stared at the rusted toolbox in the back of his old pickup. He wasn't supposed to stop. He was already late for picking up his daughter Lily from daycare, late on rent, late on life. But when he saw the sleek black Mustang pulled over on the shoulder, hazard lights blinking like a quiet cry for help, something in him refused to keep driving. Maybe it was because once, a long time ago, someone had stopped for him, or maybe it was because he knew what it felt like to be stranded, invisible, hoping someone would care. Ethan was a single dad at 36. The kind of man who aged faster than his years. His wife had passed away 3 years earlier after a sudden illness, leaving him with a 5-year-old daughter and a world that didn't slow down for grief. He worked days at a small auto repair shop and nights driving deliveries, doing everything he could to keep Lily fed, warm, and smiling. Dreams were a luxury he couldn't afford anymore. Survival was the goal. He pulled over, grabbed his jacket, and walked toward the Mustang. The woman standing beside it looked out of place on that lonely road. She wore a simple coat, her hair tied back, her face tense with frustration. She didn't look rich. She didn't look poor. She just looked tired. "I'm not a tow truck," Ethan said gently, hands raised so she wouldn't feel threatened. "But I know engines. Mind if I take a look?" She hesitated, then nodded. "It just died." No warning. Ethan popped the hood and leaned in, the familiar smell of oil and metal grounding him. He listened, checked, thought. 10 minutes passed, then 20. Rain soaked through his sleeves, but he didn't notice. "Fuel pump's acting up," he finally said. "I can rig a temporary fix. It'll get you to the next town, but you'll need a proper repair." She looked at him with a mix of relief and disbelief. "How much?" He shrugged. "Nothing, just a broken bar, pay it forward." She smiled faintly. "People don't say that much anymore." "Yeah," he replied, tightening the last bolt. "I know." The engine roared back to life. The woman's eyes widened, then softened. She thanked him, really thanked him. The kind that comes from somewhere deeper than politeness. She reached into her purse, but Ethan stepped back. "Please," he said, "I'm already late." He hurried back to his truck, heart racing, mind already jumping to Lily's smile. He never asked her name. He never imagined he'd see her again. 2 weeks later, Ethan was called into the office at the repair shop. The owner looked nervous, almost respectful, which was new. "There's someone here to see you," he said. "Says it's important." In walked the woman from the Mustang, but she wasn't alone. 2 men in tailored suits followed her, and suddenly the small, greasy office felt very small. "My name is Clara Hayes," she said calmly, "and I owe you an apology." Ethan blinked. "For what?" "For not telling you the truth," she said. "That day on the road to Broken Bar wasn't just driving." She explained that she was the founder and majority owner of Hayes Dynamics, a global technology and manufacturing empire valued in the billions. That Mustang, one of the few things she owned just for herself, she had been driving to clear her head after a board meeting where she was reminded daily that people saw her power before they saw her humanity. "When my car broke down," she said, "I waited 40 minutes. Dozens of cars passed. You were the only one who stopped." Ethan felt uncomfortable. "I just fixed your car." "No," she said softly. "You reminded me who I wanted to be before money complicated everything." She offered him a job, not as a mechanic but as operations manager for a new community auto initiative she was launching. Full benefits, a salary that made his head spin, education support for Lily, flexible hours. Ethan almost said number, not because he didn't need Ida but because life had taught him that hope could be dangerous. "I don't belong in your world," he said. Clara smiled. "Neither did I." Once, he accepted. The months that followed felt unreal. Ethan still fixed cars, but now he fixed systems, people, futures. The program provided affordable repairs and job training for struggling parents just like him. Lily moved into a home with a yard. Ethan slept through the night for the first time in years. One evening, After a long day, Ethan asked Clara why she chose him. "Because when you helped me," she said, "you had nothing to gain." And people like that, a broken bar, they don't just fix engines, they fix what's broken in the world. The story didn't end with riches or fame, it ended with purpose. With the father who learned that kindness is never wasted, with the woman who remembered her roots, and with the simple truth that sometimes the smallest act on the loneliest road can change everything. If this story moved you, if it reminded you that humanity still matters, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. You never know who needs to hear this next.